I believe I'm on. Yep, okay. So look, I'm counting this as quiz 1, right? It's your first quiz. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to work these problems out, okay, on your own time. Let's say that they're due a week from today, all right? I already gave you the answers, all right? I want to see your work though, okay? I want to see how you do that, how you get to that answer. Now, the answers I gave you, they're simplified. You don't need to simplify them all the way like this. If you just get the derivative done, you know, you don't have to clean it up and make it look exactly like these answers, all right? Any questions? A week from today, I want a hard copy turned in. Okay, I want you to actually physically turn in these problems to me a week from today. Sound good? Questions on that? My expectation here is that you could, like in the next 48 hours, remember how to do this stuff from Cal 1, because this is all Cal 1 stuff. Your success in this class is directly related to how good you were at taking derivatives in Cal 1, at least part of this class. If your Cal 1 derivatives stuff, like I really never understood chain rule, this is going to be extremely difficult for you. Almost impossible. And I'm just being honest with you. I'm not trying to scare you away or anything like that, but if you just kind of got through Cal 1 and just kind of got it, the product rule, quotient rule, chain rule, if you just kind of got it, you're going to be throwing yourself into a wall in this class. And I've seen students that have had to take this class 3 times because they just didn't recognize in the beginning that they weren't ready for this. Their Cal 1 wasn't good enough yet. So instead of taking this 3 times, it's better to go back and retake Cal 1 and come out as an A student in Cal 1. Does that make sense? Okay, so, all right. Let's get down to what we're doing today. So we've talked about the survey. Okay, I'm going to throw a camera in the room. I will post this video on YouTube later on today, maybe tomorrow. It'll be there at some point, all right? And I'll show you how to get to that later. We've done the quiz. That's going to be due a week from today, beginning of class, hard copy, turn it in. Now the syllabus. Now, I'm not going to go through the entire syllabus for this class. Here it is. This is our homepage for our class, right? Some of you have seen it, some of you haven't. Y'all know I can tell if you've seen it or not, right? I can go and tell. I can see who's actually come in and looked at what pages, right? If you may not know that, there's an analytics I can pull up. Do y'all want me to show you or no?
Yeah. You know. Yeah.
So I can go here and I can bring up, where is it? I need my course statistics. I think that's it. No, hold on. There it is, course analytics. So I can come in here after it loads. See, there you all are. And I can look at exactly what pages you've looked at, what you've done. So if there's a 0 here or a blank, that just means you haven't visited our main page yet. Everyone needs to be able to get to our main Canvas page because this is where all the information for the class is, right? Anybody have a question on how to get to Canvas? You sure? If you're just being shy after class, talk to me, all right? So I'm assuming everyone can get here. And this is our main page. Most of the links that you need are going to be here. My information, the syllabus, which I'm about to bring up, modules. I'll explain that after we get through the syllabus. All of the homework I give you comes out of the ebook that you're going to go to. You're going to go to the ebook, you're going to open up the book, you're going to do the problems out of the back of the sections. I'll show you how to do that. The solutions for those problems are done by me on, you'll just go watch them, okay? It's me working out the problems. So most of your homework problems that I give you, there's a video of me doing that problem. So you have a good guide there if you get stuck, all right? The schedule, this lays out what we're doing. Okay, this is kind of like the day by day. Here's the plan. Okay, I know it's hard to see, but it gives you each day. Where's my Zoom? Here we go. Gives you each day what we're going to cover and then what the homework is. Now on the homework it says a page number. You don't have a physical textbook. You have an ebook. So I'll show you how to get to 3.5 is what we're covering today. You'll want to do numbers 1, 5, 15, 16 through 28, 32, and 39. Those are the problems you'll want to do out of the ebook, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get to that, all right? You can ignore the page numbers, what I'm saying. You'll see. But the schedule lays out, like, we have a holiday, right? In 2 weeks we have a holiday, September 5th. Then we have an exam, then we have another exam, then another exam, and then our final. Right, so this is a tentative schedule. Close that, so that's there. Files, you're allowed to have formula sheets for your exams, but you have to print them. I'm not going to provide them for you. So you go to Files, you go to Formula Sheets, and there, for Cal 2, there's a ton of formula sheets. Like, you're actually going to have like a stack of pages when you take your test. Okay, you don't have to memorize all these things. Some things you have to memorize, some things you have to know. But as far as formulas, there's a ton of them here, all right? You go print those out. Questions? Let's see, notes from class. So I'm not going to be doing electronic notes, so I'm not really going to have any notes to upload there, but I put a link there just in case we change our minds. Hey, how's it going? That's all right. Find a seat. So in the event that we change the format and I start doing the notes on a tablet up here or something, I will upload them to that link, all right? Now, for those of you who've gone through this and looked at the syllabus, you understand that all the homework that you do at home on paper and pencil, that has to be submitted to me. And it has to be submitted electronically. Okay, I've never done this before for a face-to-face class. I'm doing it this semester because I want to see your work. Like, I want to hold you to your homework. So you have to submit your homework to me, and you have to submit it as a single PDF file. So if you have any question as to what I mean by that, this link here tells you how you can take multiple pages. Why is it coming up like that? What the hell? What the heck? Let me go to student view. What happens when I do that? Something's wrong with that page. I'm going to have to figure that out. That worked the other day. Anyway, if you click on that, it'll give you instructions on how you can use like your iPhone to take pictures of all your work and then condense it to a single PDF file, and then then you can upload it to me. All right? How many of you have never done that before? Never condensed all of your work into a single PDF? Never have done it? Only one? Okay. So then all of you know how to do it? Okay. All right. If you don't, there's a link there when I fix it. I'm not sure why it's not working. All right, let's talk about the syllabus. I know you can read, but there's certain things that I want to make sure are clear here, all right? Because this is our contract. In fact, I think probably next class, I'll hand you a piece of paper where you have to sign it and say, I understand the requirements of the course, all right? That way later you're not like, what? We have to turn in homework? What? Where? What? I'll say, you signed, you said you knew what was going on, all right? So here's our contract, and let me just kind of hit the highlights. The main thing here for contact information is that I provide you my cell phone number, 210-273-1098, right? And I'm available to you to help you. Ash, this is your classmate Ash. Would you say that I do provide that help, right? You just have to reach out, okay? If you never contact me, hey, it's on you, all right? I'm not going to call you, right? If you need help, you contact me. Now, the best thing to do is to take a picture of what you're working on, like whatever problem you're having an issue with, take a picture of it, take a picture of your work, and then send that to me. Don't say, hey, this is John from Cal 2. I need help with problem number 4, okay? I need more than that. I might be at HEB, right? I don't know what number 4 is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you show me the problem, then I can just right there help you, okay? So that's available to you. You can always text me, you can always call me. I don't even put times on here, okay? Because at night I put my phone away. So you're never gonna bother me, all right? Make sure that if you do use that texting, that the first time you text me, include your name, what class you're in, all right? That way, the rest of the time, I can always scroll up and see who it is, right? Office hours. This, I think, is subject to change. And I realize this is hard to read. I'm going to try and zoom this in a little bit. I might change this completely. I've been thinking a lot about this, and I don't know if I like this at all. Okay, so this is subject to change. But right now, as it sits, I have office hours right before this class for half an hour in my office, which is in Juniper Hall. And then later on today, 12:15 to 1:15. And then I have some Zoom office hours later on this afternoon, like 4 to 5. And that's because I'll be at home and then I'll be on Zoom and I can help you through Zoom. Like I said, I think some days and times are going to change here. I really would like to poll the class. Yes?
Is your office still in Juniper Hall?
Yes.
The classes in here?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if any of the math faculty came over to this building. It's okay. The offices in here aren't good. They're small. They don't have bookshelves. So I'm happy. But this is what it is tentatively. I do want to do maybe a poll because, I don't want to say that y'all are going to be my favorite class, but I think this is the class where the students need the most, I need to be available to you, right? I really need to be available to you. So I want to be able to take a poll to see what works out best for most of you and then try and open up my schedule for that. But we'll see. This is what it is tentatively. You do not need to buy anything for this class. Everything is through this link over here on the side through modules, and I'll show you. We'll go there in a second. What else is important? You can read Cal 2, all right? I'll explain kind of what it's about. The grade, right? You really want to know about your grade. That's really important to you. Okay, quizzes and participation. I can give quizzes at any point in time, okay? Like today, right? I just gave you a quiz now. It's an easy quiz, take-home quiz, but it could be in any format. It could be, here's a quiz. I could put a problem on the board. That's a quiz. I could say, work together on this. I could say, do 25 jumping jacks. That's your quiz. Whatever, it can be whatever. Also, I could just say, you know what? Looks like people are being, missing class. Let's just do a participation quiz today. You're here, you get 100. You're not, you get a 0, okay? So, it can be any format. That's 10% of your grade. Then your handwritten homework, the stuff that you're going to submit to me electronically, that's another 10%. Then we have your first exam, which is weighted less than the others. Notice that? Exam 1's 15%, and then it's 20, 25. So the finals were 25. I believe that adds up to be 100, I hope. Okay? Any questions on that? Attendance, you need to be here. Exam policy is paper and pencil, right? You come in here, you can take a test, I'm going to hand it to you, you're going to write on the test or on blank paper. Quizzes can be anything. Behavior, so I have to put this in here. I want you to be off, put your cell phones away, okay? If you got something real important that you need to take care of on your phone, just go outside, all right? I just don't want you like this in this class, all right? Like I said, if you get something, you kind of look at your phone and go, shit, I need to go outside. Go outside, okay? That's fine. But just don't be sitting there having a conversation with someone during this class. The penalty for that is 10% off your next exam. You're asked to leave and you're counted absent. So I don't have any tolerance for that stuff, all right? We all spend enough time on our phones, so I think we can have a time slot where we don't do it for a little while, right? It's a long while, right? Hour, 40 minutes. So if you start having withdrawals and you need to update your status or something like that, just go in the hallway, do it, come back in, everything's good, all right? Homework, you have to upload it to me, right? Oh, I also say here, bring it to class every day, all right? Always bring your homework with you, even the past homework assignments, always bring them. And the reason is that I might give you a quiz and I might say it's open note, okay? So basically, whatever you have with you, you can use on the quiz, but if you don't have anything with you, well, you're on your own, all right? So always bring it. I could also just say, hey, I want to do a homework check and just come around and just look, So just always bring it. Tutoring, you should get tutoring through me. If not through me, go to the tutoring lab website and you can see where the tutoring labs are and when they're open, yes.
Never mind, I was going to say, is the still in Juniper Hall?
The math tutoring lab is in Juniper Hall still. Yeah, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, we won't get into it. All right, this last thing on the syllabus. The SOBI statement is just like if you see anything that raises a red flag for you, someone is acting weird, someone's got a big old duffel bag and they're like dragging it through the hallway, like something just doesn't look right. You know what I mean? Like say something about it. Which leads me to the next thing. We talk about safety in this class, active shooter stuff. We're going to keep the doors locked. Okay, so I'll leave them open for the first few minutes so if people are late. But once we get into class a little bit, I'm going to lock them. If you leave to go to the restroom or something, which you're welcome to do at any point in time, there's 2 doors, you can go through either one. If you leave, you can just hit this block to the side, and then now we'll be unsecure for a little while until you come back. And then, is that okay, or do you want to just open it for someone every time? What do you want to do? Do you like the block or no block?
I don't want to get up every time.
You don't want to get up? Yeah, okay, so we'll just go with the block, and if something happens in those 5 minutes and someone's not in here, well, that's the cards that have been dealt. Yeah? Okay, the other thing is exit points. These windows, it's 2 stories down onto grass and bushes. So that is technically a survivable fall.
Is that glass?
Oh, we'll get through the glass. Yeah, we'll get through the glass.
So is there like a sacrificial person that goes first?
Well, since you spoke up first, and you can get a full head of steam from there. No, I'm thinking these chairs are heavy, right? I'm thinking we probably get a chair through. We'd get through the window, right? I mean, what are your options, right? What are your options? Curl up in the fetal position under your desk, or try and go out the window, right? So you choose. That's where I'm going. If I can't get out that way, that's where I'm going. Also, keep in mind that, it's Texas, right? So as far as we know, we don't know how many people in here are carrying right now, right? You can carry concealed legally in Texas, right? If you are, I don't want to know. And if I am, I'm not telling you. You know what I mean? Who knows what would happen? Yes. Oh yeah, it's Texas. Yep. So, now if you have a problem with that, now look, you can conceal carry. You can't open carry. Okay, you can't come in here with your guns, and your holsters. Okay, you can do that out in the streets. You can do that, in a lot of places, open spaces, public spaces, but you can't do it on campus. It's got to be concealed. And there's some pretty strict rules on that. Like you can't even be like bulging. If you can see it somehow under your clothes, your neighbor can see it, that's a problem. It has to be concealed.
So is that a new rule/law because of the ruling on the Second Amendment?
It's been like this for a while. I think it was right before COVID. I'm pretty sure it was right before COVID is when this all changed. Yeah, because before, if I'm not mistaken, you used to have a license to conceal carry in Texas. Like you had to go take a class and blah, 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 blah. And now you don't even need a license. So you can just conceal carry. Yeah, it freaks a lot of people out. Whatever. I'm just telling you that active shooter, exit point, curl up under your desk. Sure, some people are going to have, I'm willing to bet my life that there's at least one person here who's carrying. So maybe that's how we get through the window. I don't know. Whatever. I hate that we have to talk about this, but we do. Got it? Okay, that's all I want to talk about in terms of our homepage, unless you have any questions about this. Discussion boards, things like that.
We're going to go to the modules.
Oh yeah, the modules. Okay, so let me go through here. So the way that I want you to do is go to modules, okay, and let me go. I don't know what's going to happen if I go in through student view. I'm afraid of what's going to happen, so I'm not going to. I'm going to go in as me. So if I click on this link, which I actually just fixed, it was messed up. Click on this, it's going to take you to a place where you can get to the electronic version of the book. Now, when I go in, it's going to look different than what it's going to look like for you. It may or may not open because it's the first day. So it's not going to look like that. Let me get to the class. Where is it? There it is. And let me look at it. This is what it should look like for you. And the only thing that's really important to you here is in the bottom right-hand corner is a link to the electronic book. So you just go to the ebook, okay? So remember on the schedule, it was section 3.5, page 181. Here were the numbers to do. What you would do here is you go to chapter 3. Of course, there's going to be maintenance already. And then you click on this, and it'll take you to all the sections for chapter 3 is 3.5. So I go to 3.5. I go to exercises, and here are the problems. So you're supposed to do number whatever, 1, number 5. So these are the problems you would work through. Understand? And you just do paper and pencil. Okay? Write them down. Do the problems. Now, once you're done with that, okay, so let's say you've done this now. You've got all your work in front of you, right? Go back to modules. So you've got all your work sitting there. You take your pictures. Whoa, what the hell? You take your pictures. You get it down to a single file on your computer or however you do it. And now what you do is you go down here. See, here's actual instructions on how to create a file. Again, there's another place here for it. Let's try that link and see if that one works. Yeah, this one works. See? This tells you, oh, if you have a scanner at home, great. I'm sure you can figure that out. If you have an iPhone, here's what you can do. If you have an Android, here's what you can do. I know some of you take your notes on tablets. You know, you should know how to convert it to a PDF in that case. And then I actually show you an example of a good and a bad one. Like, what does a good file look like? What is a bad one? Do you want to see them?
Yes.
Here's a bad one. I'm going to download. It's always faster to download. So here's a sample of a bad submission for me. So, I mean, this first page is not the worst. I mean, I can kind of make out what's going on there, but I'm not sure what that is. And then that's okay. And then this is where things start. This is upside down, and it's really hard to read. And then, I don't know, just like really bad, right?
Actually, something somebody said.
That was a final exam. So that tells me a little bit about how much the student cares, right? I mean, don't you think? I mean, this is your final exam work that you're submitting. Aren't you going to look at it first before you send it to me? Like, aren't you going to just double check that, you know? So anyway, that's why I scratched out the name. So you couldn't see who it was, all right? Sorry, I didn't ask you if I could use it. I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. So here's a good one, here's a good one. Let's see if this comes up. Come on. So this is a good one. Just, I mean, it's not like the best. I mean, it's just, I can see it, right? I mean, it's clear. It's a little blurry there, but who cares? I can see it, right? That's what I'm looking for. This is actually Cal 2 stuff right here. All right. So back to the modules. So you've done your work. You've got it all there. It's electronic. You got it in a file. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click on handwritten work. Actually, when I collect the work, it's usually 2 or 3 sections at a time. So this first assignment isn't due till August 28th, which is Sunday night, midnight, okay? It'll be the homework for 3.5 and 3.6. So you click on it. So when you do your homework, get it all in one file. It should be 3.5 and 3.6 together as one file. All right? And then you'll click on the link. And then you will, well, this again looks different for me. Let me see what it looks like for you. So I think you click Start Assignment. I don't know. Yeah, and then here's where you choose the file and you upload it, okay? Understand? What I'm looking for, all right, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm looking for just an honest attempt at your work, okay? I'm not looking to see if you can go to, what, Chegg or what are these websites where you can go get all your math done for you? You don't have to think. What are the other ones? You know, like Quizlet. That's not what I'm checking to see how resourceful you are at finding answers and not thinking. I just want to see how you work. Like, how do you work through a problem, right? What is your penmanship, your math penmanship look like, right? That when we get to the exams, there's any red flags in your homework, like, hey, you know, you need to tighten up your notation, things like that, we can address that before the exam. And if you don't do every problem, it's not like I'm going to go in there and be like, ha, you know. I just want you to see that you're doing an honest effort, all right? So if you don't get through everything, that's fine. Just submit what you have, all right? Questions? All right, that's the layout of the class. Come in here, lecture, you go home, do homework, submit your homework. Rinse, repeat, all right? All right, I'm going to move on. We could spend all day in the syllabus website, unless there are any questions. Make sure you read through that whole syllabus, all right? That does not take the place of you reading it, all right? You need to go through and make sure you understand all the requirements. So how to succeed in Cal 2? How do you succeed in this class? So I wanted to do something on the first day, and I talked to the chair of the department, and she said, no, I don't want you to do that. I was going to bring into class like, it was going to be like a big tub of water, like a drinking pitcher, not a pitcher, but where you serve a little spout on it. You know what I'm talking about? Like a water cooler, right? I was gonna put one like in the corner of the room, and then I was gonna just, while y'all were doing your little quiz stuff, I was gonna open it, right, into a cup, and I was gonna walk out of the room. Okay, and then it would start like overfilling, start pouring all over the floor. And I was gonna see if anybody would actually get up and like fix it. You know what I mean? Or if everyone's just going to be like how long will it take someone to actually get up and stop that? The problem is there's a lot of electronics in the ground here, so they wouldn't let me do it. I understand. Okay? So I was going to do that. That was going to be a little experiment. All right? To see like if everyone would just sit there and be like, you know, laugh and, you know, or if someone would be like, shit, that's a mistake. Let me go fix that, right? And the point of that would have been, you know, how do you handle when you look at yourself in the mirror and realize, you know what, my math is weak here. Like, am I going to do anything about that, or am I just going to say, oh, I've got this weakness in the math, I'm just, you know, try and live with it. You know what I mean? Like, are you a doer, or are you just going to sit back and watch? Are you going to engage the learning, or are you just going to be a passive? You know what I mean? I just thought maybe that would be a cool thing. I've never done something like that. So how are you going to succeed in Cal 2? You've got to play ball. Like, you have to play ball. We talked about this, some of you have had for Cal 1. The only way to do well in this class is to be willing to get things wrong. Okay, you are going to have to, the analogy is what? Baseball, can't hit a home run if you don't take a swing. Lottery, you can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket, right? In Cal 2, you will never learn this material to the level you need to learn it if you're not willing to get the piece of paper out, write the problem down, get it wrong, crumble it up, throw it away, and start over. Well, you should never throw away your old work, because it's good to be able to go back and look at the things you did wrong too and be like, okay, I don't want to do that. But the idea, though, is that you start over, okay? You're going to have to be willing to fail multiple times, all right? And this is especially important to those of you who just walked through Cal 1 like it was no problem. Like, yeah, no problem. Cal 1 was easy, okay? Because sometimes students can do that without having to study too much, not having to practice. Not, oh, I get the product rule. I don't need to do 100 problems, you know? Oh, I get the chain rule. I don't need a whole bunch of practice in that. I'm good, you know? And some students can do that. Cal 2, though, just doesn't work that way. It's like, you have to do problems. You have to be exposed over and over, because there's an instinct that you have to develop. It's not as like systematic as Cal 1. Like, product rule is a formula, right? Quotient rule is a formula. Chain rule is a formula. Cal 2 is not like that. There's not formulas. There's procedures. There's ideas. And so it's much harder. All right? It's much harder to teach, too, because there's an intuition the student has to have. So how do you do well? You try, okay? You have to put a lot of effort in this class. And I think well, I'm going to ask you, what do you think the single most, when you look at the students who have been successful in Cal 2, what do you think what do you think those students have in common? What do you think Cal 2 students have in common? The ones that are successful. Go ahead. What was your name? Preston. Okay, what did you say? They have a lot of free time. That's true. I mean, I wasn't going to say that, but I think you could argue that, if you're working 40 hours a week and you're trying to be a full-time student right now and take Cal 2, good luck. I mean, you need time for this class. I mean, every hour we're in here, you need at least 3 hours for that hour outside of class. So I would say, we're here for like 3 or so hours a week. You need at least 6 hours outside of this class for this class, at least 6. All right? So that's like a 10-hour commitment for this class. So you've got to have time. Okay, anything else?
Motivated.
Motivated? I'm going to assume you're motivated. You're in Cal 2, but if you're not, then yeah, that's going to be a huge problem, right? So that's kind of like, to me, that's one of those, like, we all breathe, we don't think about it. You're here, you're motivated, you need to be motivated. If you're not motivated, well, this isn't going to happen. What else? Yeah, go ahead.
Studying together.
Are you Greg?
Yeah.
Okay, good to see you. What did you say?
No, studying together.
That is it. That is the most successful students in Cal 2 are the ones who, when they walk out of this class, they meet other students in their class. Somehow, some way, they get together and study. That, in my 20 years of teaching, those are the students who do the best. Now, yes, you'll have that, rare student that just is on their own and does well. That's fine. That was me in Cal 2. I didn't want anyone else around me. I'm going to do this myself. Okay? You can be successful that way. But for the most part, it's the students who study together. Was there another? We're talking about good characteristics of students here. Yes?
Being resourceful.
Like using Chegg and Quizlet?
No.
Oh, sorry.
But like using,
Sorry.
being able to understand the equations and being able to apply the information at hand, not only on the paper, but also be able to understand it calculating wise, using calculators and all that, like physical computer calculators or digitalized versions of those.
Yeah. I think that the big thing here in Cal 2, one of the big things is that, like I said, in Cal 1, you can almost,
Coach.
yeah, it's like you could teach, my daughter just turned 13. I think I could teach her calculus, like the mechanics, like those problems I gave you. I think I could teach her that without her having any understanding of what's going on. Like, okay, you're gonna bring that 3 down, you're gonna take that, like, I think given enough time, I could probably teach her that without her understanding anything about, slopes of tangent lines or anything like that. Cal 2, no way. Just no way, okay? So there's a deeper conceptual understanding that you have to have in Cal 2. All right, anything else?
I was going to say the ability to advocate for yourself and like speak up when you need help.
Oh, like when you need help, say it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, ask for help. I promise you, I have not met, well, there's maybe been in 20 years 1 or 2 students that I was like, okay, that had never seen Cal 2 and walked in and just knew it. Like it's like pure just understanding. I've only had like 1 or 2 of those. All right, everyone else has had to work.